Okay, I'm probably gonna laugh through half of this because I'm a little cuckoo. I had to think a bit about what I was going to talk about. I have stories for days, having to, and they told us like 2 days ago that it has to be 10 minutes, and I wanted to cry because like I could go on all night. I'll stop now. My story is basically my dance with death. I nearly died. I've had 3 encounters with death, and yeah, in no particular order, this is what went down. It was first year varsity and new environment. I didn't realize that I was under a lot of stress, or I knew I was, but I was the queen of hiding things, so I always masked my pain with laughter. And I had a group of friends. It was Friday night and we were all going out to Melville. I had no money to go out into town, and they'd been covering my ass for months, and I'd been telling them stories. I'll pay you back, I'll pay for your next drinks, whatever. So that night I decided I'm gonna stay in, and I'll stay in Lufuno's room and watch TV and catch up with my studies. But really I just wanted to lick my wounds because I was flat broke. They were going out with a bunch of guys that I think at the time they would have been considered places. So the whole time we were like just making jokes about these guys, cracking up, laughing hard. I was a bit of a comedian, I like to think I still am. And so I just kept cracking jokes about these guys and making my friends laugh, and we were laughing and laughing and laughing, and they stopped laughing and I was still laughing, and then I was on my knees with my hand raised high and I was still laughing, and Lufuno was like, okay Lufuno, point taken, your joke was funny. It's not funny anymore. At this point, I'm trying to tell her, no, it isn't funny anymore because I am not laughing. I am choking on my laughter. I was having a heart attack while laughing. Yeah, it's funny, like it's bizarre, but yeah, I fell on the floor, and I remember seeing Lufuno, realizing that actually it isn't funny and something is wrong with me. But at that point I couldn't talk and I couldn't breathe, and I had a very bad chest pain, and I fell to the floor. And you might believe this or not, but I saw my body on that floor. I had gone halfway to the other side, and it was a nice place, and I'm not sure if I wanted to come back, but God decided not yet. And all I remember was waking up in hospital to a very young and handsome doctor asking me if I'm out of my mind. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 20. And he's like, you can't go out like this. What's wrong? And it subsequently led into a therapy session to try establish what was really wrong with me. And yeah, it was just stress that was piling up, and all the things, all the shit I decided that I could deal with on my own and laugh off. It had actually clogged my arteries and led to me nearly seeing God. I think I saw him. He's white, I'm kidding. Yeah, so I got a very, very stern pep talk, and I had to decide between medication and just changing my life. And I hate medicine, I hate doctors. Sorry if there's a doctor in the house, I don't like them. So I chose to be on meds for 6 months, and if I felt better, I just had to change my life. And hence I am the health fanatic that I am. And yeah, that was 1. 2, I didn't even know it was happening. It was, I think Ra was bad for me because it was also on campus. And we had one of those nights where we were going to watch our favorite TV show in one of the girls' rooms, and we were all sitting there. I was on the floor, and they were doing my hair, they were plaiting my hair, and it was just fun and games, laughter, watching the show, relaxed evening, and nothing major. And the next thing I know, it felt like a hammer had landed on my head, and my neck sunk into my shoulders, and I couldn't move. And so I screamed to the girls, "Stop, stop, you're hurting me." And they're like, "We're not even pulling your hair." I'm like, "But it hurts, stop it." And I started crying because I was in this excruciating pain. It was like the worst headache ever, and I didn't know what was going on. And so the girls were like, "Yeah, I have some Disprin," but I couldn't move. And every time they tried to lift me up to sit on the sofa or whatever, they couldn't because every little movement hurt. They eventually called campus security to come and get me, and they picked me up. They thought I was drunk, and all the way to hospital with the house prefect. They were giving me a lecture, and I was just crying this time because I'm just like, I don't give a fuck, I'm in pain, and you should stop drinking. We know what you kids do. You are out there getting drunk. What drugs did you take this time? I get to Helen Joseph. I obviously don't have medical aid. It's late. And somebody at Race is trying to call my parents, but they don't have a car, so nobody from my house can come and check what's going on. So it's just me and Kylie at the hospital. I get to Helen Joseph, and obviously I have to queue. It's not an emergency, I'm not bleeding. I'm just crying because I have a headache, and it's so painful. The first doctor that comes to check me out is like, "What were you drinking?" I'm like, "I wasn't drinking." He's like, "Yeah, sure, I've had this story before." And I'm like, "No, I wasn't drinking." He's like, "Then what drugs do you take?" And I'm like, "I don't take drugs. I'm just in pain and I need you to fix it." And he's like, "Well, we're gonna need a urine sample. Here's a cup." And I'm like, "I don't need to pee. I need you to fix my head." And I'm like, "Kylie, I'm not gonna talk anymore because it really, really hurts and they're not gonna listen to me." So they just leave her with the cup and they're like, "When you're ready to pee, pee." And I was there, I don't know for how long, trying to get this pee out, and there was no pee. So this nurse kept coming, giving me water on water on water, and I can't keep this water down, so it keeps coming back, so I'm creating a mess. And this doctor's like, "Well, we can't help you if you won't give us a urine sample." I'm like, "Well, then take my blood if that's what you want, because I'm in pain and I need you to fix this." I was lying on one of the benches and on Kylie's lap, and I really got no help. The doctor came out, gave me some Brufen and some painkillers, told me to stop drinking and taking drugs, and we were sent well on our way. I got back to rest, Kylie fed me the pills, and I managed to sleep a little. I woke up in the morning, my parents and my aunt and uncle were there. They picked me up, my aunt is like, "We're taking you to our doctor, he'll know what to do." We get home, we get to her doctor, and first thing he asked me is, "When last did you have your period? When last did you have sex?" I'm a virgin! So at this point, I'm pissed because it still hurts. And I think I lost probably 4 kgs overnight. I couldn't walk and I couldn't eat and I couldn't lift my head and I couldn't do much. And this guy's asking me when last I had sex. And he gave me, I remember this so vividly, he gave me a bottle of citrus soda, more Brufen, and pain tablets, and sent me home. I got home and my mom tried to get me to eat. I probably had a teaspoon of whatever she gave me the medication, and it all came back. And I ran out and it was just coming back, and it came out until all that was coming out was air. And I passed out outside, and I just remember waking up in my mom's bedroom and everybody was praying because they thought I was about to go. Eventually I got better and I went back to school. When I got to res, the first thing I saw when I opened my door, there was a meningitis breakout and all the symptoms correlate with what I had. But God said, hell no! So I'm still here. Third dance with death. I was on my way to work. I worked in Midrand 2 years ago, and it was raining heavily. And I used to leave for work late. Like, my bosses are cool like that. They're like, avoid traffic at all costs. So you can get here at 10:30 and you can leave for home whenever. Just avoid traffic. So I think it was around 10:30. It was heavily raining. I was on the N1 North, and I was a new driver, so I'm extremely careful on the road. So I'm driving slowly, and I put my hazards on because I couldn't see anymore. And as I'm driving, I just feel this big shadow on my side. It was a truck. I don't know how fast he was driving, but he hit my car. My car spun around, hit the cement barrier, came back around, and as it came back around, another truck hit it. And it went around. And all I remember doing was literally just removing my hands from the steering wheel, removing my legs from the pedals, and going, take the wheel, fam. Take the wheel. And miraculously, out of all of that, I only broke a nail. So yeah, no road accident fund for me. And I calmly got out of stopped the car eventually. It was starting to burn, but luckily it was raining, so it didn't catch fire so quickly. And I looked for my valuables. I tried to find my phone. My glasses had flown to the back seat, so that was a bit of a struggle because I can't see. So I had to look for them, found them, got out of the car. Nobody stopped, guys. No one. Like, everybody just kept